Hello, hello. Let's do our next problem, merge intervals. 56. Given an array of intervals where intervals I has both a start and an end, merge all overlapping intervals and return an array of the non-overlapping intervals that cover all the intervals in the input. Okay, so these types of questions with these values often helps to have a number line. See if we can use it. Example 1, input intervals 1, 3, 2, 6, 8, 10, and 15, 18. Okay, so let's just draw a number line. And maybe next time I'll come better equipped with the numberman line pre-drawn. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So we have one interval, or we have one start end. So the start is at 1 and it goes to 3. Okay. So that's one of them. We have another one that is 2, 6. So starts here on 2 and ends up at 6. Okay. So that's another one. We have another one that's 8, 10. So this 8 and this 10. And then we have a 15. Let's just move that up. And we have a 15, 18. All right. So I guess visually we can see that, if these are intervals sorted by start time, if we have that benefit where this start is guaranteed to be before this start, which is guaranteed to be before this start, which is guaranteed to be before this start, then we can see that if we just go in order and just look at each interval, there's probably some condition where we can see that these two can be merged, right? So let's say this is a start of A, start of B, this is the end of B, this is the start of B, sorry, this is the end of A, and this is the end of B. Then we could see that the start of B, as long as it's in this range of, being in between here and here, we know it's not going to be before here if it is sorted. So as long as the start of B, right, start of B is smaller than or equal to the end of A, right, then they should be merged. So if then we merge, seems like the condition, right? And so we know that these two should be merged. And what should they be merged to? They should be merged start of A, and then so the new interval, let's call it, would be the start of A. And whichever ends furthest, the highest value of end, I guess, right? Because we could have easily had a start of B that was here, and then, ended right here before. So new interval would be start of A, and the max of the ends, right? Okay, and then if we're looking at this iteration, we have this interval, we know that the start of this, start of B, is not smaller than the end of this, right? So then we would start a new interval. So I guess this one would go into some results array, and then this one would be processed, right? And then once we finish processing this, right, we'll go to the next one. So let me make this white. We'll go to the next one right here. That means this also goes to a results array. And then, I guess at the end of this, when this is processed, this goes to a results array. And then we have all of the merged intervals. So what we're not sure about is whether or not these are sorted by, let's just reset this. We're not sure whether these are sorted. It doesn't say it's sorted. But we'd imagine, this would be an O of n operation where we had to do intervals sorted like that. And now they are sorted by start time. Okay, so let's iterate through these, right? So for I in I guess we can say for start B, I guess, start A, I guess we need a current interval, and maybe the current could start at none. And then if the current is none, then we actually just set this to the current. So current equals start B and B, and then we continue, right? So in this diagram, we'll take this beginning line, we'll make that the current, right? So the current is something that has 1 and 3, right? Okay, and then the next one that we'll get would be this one right here. The next one that we'll get would be something that's 2 and 6. And we're going to compare, right? This is start. So if the start of B is smaller than or equal to the end of A, what is A here? So start of A, end of A equals the current. Then we know that it can be merged, right? So 2 is smaller than or equal to 3. Then we're going to merge these, right? The current's going to equal the start of A and the max of the two ends, right? So the end of A and end of B, right? This will be a new current. We're going to rewrite this. That's going to be the new merging, right? And what that's going to be is that current is now equal to 1 and 6, right? This is the old current. Current is now 1 and 6, right? So we're going to, if these are not, if this condition does not stand, like when we're going to look at, I'll turn this way, we're going to look at this line right here, right? So the current is going to be compared to this 8 to 10, right? 8 to 10. So is 8 smaller than 6? Is it smaller than or equal to 6? It is not, right? So if it's not, then we're going to save the current into some results array. Going to append that cur, right? And then we're going to overwrite the cur, and the cur is now going to be start of B, end of B, right? So now this right here will be pushed to results, right? We'll move this up, and now the cur is going to be this 810, right? And then totally great. And then the next one that we're going to use to compare is the 15, 18. Same situation. 15 is not going to be smaller than or equal to 10. So we're going to results.append cur. Cur is going to be rewritten to the 15 to 18, right? So cur is now equal to this when it was being compared up here. And this is This is now, right? This arrow is going to represent now. And then it's going to end. So this iteration will end. There'll still be a cur here, right? So we're going to need to say, at the end of it, there's always going to be some cur that's unused, right? So results append cur, and we're going to return results. Now, it's quite possible that the interval is empty, so if length of intervals is empty, then we're just going to return an empty list, I guess. I guess if it's smaller than or equal to 1, we can just return intervals, right? Because it won't have to be merged. If it's empty, then it'll just be an empty array, and then if it's a single array, then we won't have to merge it. Otherwise, we're going to sort it, and then we're going to create a results array. We're going to have some current, so currently merging. It's going to start off as none. And then we're going to iterate over intervals. Now, intervals is going to start off empty, and that's going to be totally fine. And that means that we're going to rewrite cur. Cur is going to be equal to start of B, end of B, and then we're going to continue. And then we're going to extract or destructure start of A, end of A from the current. Right, so at this point, the current will not be none. And then the start of B has to be smaller than the end of A for this to work. And if it is, we're going to update current by start of A and then the max end of B. And then otherwise, we restart append cur. Cur is going to start as this current interval. Okay, so let's run this, see if it works. Great, this is accepted. Let's run the real test. All right, so decent runtime. What is the runtime here? We do a sort, so we have an n-log-n operation, and then we simply iterate through all the intervals. This is O of n, and then we append. I wonder if we have to sort. It doesn't say it's sorted, so I believe we do have to sort. It doesn't really say it's sorted in any way. Yeah, it doesn't say it's sorted anyway, so we do have to sort. And the intervals can start and end is 10 to the power of 4. So that's going to be, it's not going to take that. I'm thinking if there's optimizations here. I think this is one of the better ones. All right. Thanks so much. I will see you next time.